Hello, always Dizzy here. Later stream today, sorry about that. Excuse me. I'm going to start with Puzzle Streak of 40 before I play any games, and then I'm going to jump over to chess.com and play some Rapid there because I feel like, well, I need a little break from the Chess Rapid. Okay, so here we go. I'm almost a minute in. Yeah, I don't like streaming later because I think everyone is asleep. Okay, 1 minute in. Here we go. It's a free queen. Strange start. Mate in 2. There's a free rook. There's another mate in 2. Whoops, almost mouse slip there. Discovery on his queen. Mate in 1. Mate in 2. No, yeah, whatever that was. And mate in 2 here. We are white. And I think we are just pushing here. There's a fork. And then after king f8. Oh no, that rook is protected. I have knight f7. Yeah, I think it's knight f7. I'll do the fork on the queen. Can I just go bishop d4? Check. We are black. Check. Mate in 2. Oh, I have a rook. We are white. Really? Oh, so are we doing this here? Yeah, I mean, that should be enough. We have a check. Yeah, it's a discovery on his queen. We are black. So if I push and he chases here, then I'm queening with check. Only other move is rook a1. And then do I just take the pawn? Yeah, that looks good. There's a fork on e4. I don't think he can protect both, but I would have 2 minors for his rook. But I don't see what else would be better, so I don't like that one though. Check, and was the pawn. What? Oh, check and then take the queen. Check, check. Mate. Check, check, mate. Hello, Ryan. I'm feeling better. I am over my sickness, I think. So his queen is overloaded. And you missed the stream yesterday. You missed me setting a new all-time high. How dare you? How dare you miss my glory? I mean, materially, it's equal, but I'm so freaking active there. How can you not like that? What was the new record? It was on Lee Chess Splits, 2139. 2139. Okay, we are white. Yeah, my voice is stronger now, hey? But it might get worse because I ate some bad stuff today. Okay, so I think I can go here and then block with the bishop. Although, it's a little tricky, but yeah, so actually, here I mean. Yeah, so king e7. And after check, we should be hunky-dory. And so can I remove the defender, upon which he needs to take on f6. And then I have a Zwischenzug. And then he's go queen g3, and then I take his queen. Or he does that, and we just take. Okay. Rook h6. His queen is trapped. Kind of. It will be. And if he does something like this, then I just take it. So we go check, take. His bishop is hanging. But then there's a check here, which I'm unsure about. Probably we're still... Yeah, that doesn't work for him. So where's the trick? Maybe e2, e7 is the problem. I think e7 is the problem. So first we trade, and then we take, and then if rook e here, I think I can get out of that. So takes. We are black. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. How's work? You said you've been working a lot lately. So if I take, I'm looking for something in between. I guess I could take on e3. He can't recapture because I'll take his bishop. So he needs to take my queen, and then it's checkmate. So there we go. I have bishop c4. We are currently down a knight though. So even if I win that rook, I'll still be down material. That's not true at all. Yes, it is true. I always think you're an air traffic control person, but you're not. Oh yeah, I forgot you got the book. What do you think of the book? And be honest. Be honest. Yeah, I mean, this is the most obvious consideration, right? But as I say, even if I get it, we're still not up material. So that's why I am very hesitant about playing bishop c4. Could I possibly push? Well, then, I mean, I'm hanging my bishop. It's probably bishop c4, and I think I just don't like this puzzle. What a terrible puzzle. Yeah, garbage. Okay, we are black. So I think this is unstoppable now. And we push the G pawn. Although I could almost, I might even be able to take. No, yeah, we push and F5. Now if he takes it, we take with the rook. Okay, do the fork. Check. What about a check here? Because this is mined. And this is illegal. And this is mate. This is illegal. So if he goes king F, yeah, it's a hook mate. So this is it. Wow, very nice. Okay. Well, we could take a rook and then take the other rook. And what's not to like? What's not to like? I ask the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what's not to like? Okay. It is equal material. And it's our turn to move. His queen may be overloaded, but I don't think it is. We have bishop e4. And if bishop d3, I might... Oh, then the queen is overloaded. Wow, look at that foreshadowing. And would we take here first? No, because then he takes our bishop. So we take, and then we take the knight. And the green grass grows all around and all around. Okay. And wow, I'm flying through these. It's only been 12 minutes. Okay, of course I'm going to jinx it now by saying anything. Okay, so what if I... Yeah, the thing is, even the early chapters, there's stuff in there. There's going to be stuff there that people don't know. You think you know the basics, but if you read everything slowly, you'll be surprised what you don't know, right? Okay, so if I promote and he takes and I take, I can then take on e7 and I'm up the exchange. Good enough for me, but still a lot of work. If he takes my rook, I take here with check. And what did I gain out of that? I'm up the exchange again, but he's got this dangerous pawn. Still probably that's winning. But this, yeah, it's tight. I think it is just promoting here. Wait, what am I talking about? That'll be a queen. So, I mean, that's definitely winning. And, okay. And yeah, we're just going to take this pawn. But let me make sure before I commit. But yeah, I don't really like that puzzle because that's still work to win. That's still a fair bit of work. So we are white. Yeah, well, as long as you feel you got your money's worth, then I'm happy. I am proud of the book, as I said before you bought it. I am proud of it, so I do think it's like worth the cost. Yeah, I am happy with it. So I worked very hard on it. Very hard on that book for a year and a half, late into the night, every night. Okay, so what about, because I'm just trying to get my queen to f6 here. Although we're threatening mate this way. So maybe queen h5. Because how does he stop mate on h7? I don't see how he stops mate. And if he tries for this, we take it as a pawn. We're covering d1. We also have bishop f1 if we have to. So, yeah, I will take the queen. So what part of the book are you at now? If you go through it properly, it should take you a while to get, like, it's called, like, the quick start guide, but it's a bit of a misnomer because, yeah, there's to go through it, this is just a mate in 2, by the way, but to go through it is not the simplest of things. So it's not quite a mate in 2. He has 1 square, but I think it's going to be mate in 3. Okay. Yeah, just mate on f2, just verifying. Okay. Yeah, but I'm flying through these 15 minutes in now, or almost 16 minutes in. Okay, so I assume that his queen is trapped, and it looks to be the case. So there's this little counter move. I don't think his queen is going anywhere. I think he can just take the knight and then go right after the hunt. Go right back to the hunt because, yeah, nothing has changed. Last one. Wow, this might even be a new record for my puzzle streak. I think I can take here. And then everybody's happy. Oh, my bishop is hanging, though. But so is his queen. So we take, and we're done. I'm going to get one wrong on purpose now. So that was 16 and a half minutes. I flew through those, and I was talking and chatting. Whoa, boom. I destroyed that. 16 and a half minutes. Wow. See, if I could average this time, I would increase this to 41. By the way, this guy, I think I know this guy. Yeah, see, I played this guy a lot before. The name in the puzzle. That's funny. I recognize the username. Yeah, wow. I flew through those. So I'm going to migrate over to chess.com now. So you're going to have to look at this while I do that. And actually, how do I... Okay, I'm just loading. It's been a while since I've streamed on chess.com, so I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I don't even know how to go to the home page. I don't even know. I'm just trying to look at a random game. How do you even do that on chess.com? How do I watch a game? Oh, well, click on the watch button, maybe? How do I see a list of games on chess.com? Somebody tell this boomer how to do that, please. Playing now, maybe? Okay, I found it. Playing now. So I'm gonna, because I'm trying to make sure the board loads up properly on my end. Okay, I think it is. So now I'm going to play a game on chess.com. If it will let me. And then how do I stop watching? Click on that. Okay. So standard, there we go. And now through the magic of television, we're going to go We're going to go, wow. And we should be ready to play and lose some rating. Wait, it's cut off here. There we go. Okay, so I am peak sitting on chess.com rapid, meaning this game is important to me. If I win, it'll be a new all-time high, but I'm due for some losses, so I'll probably lose a bunch. But I can only, first of all, before I let go of my rating of 2096 on chess.com rapid, I want to see when that was made. So will it not tell me? It used to tell me. Okay, you guys can see what I'm doing? Oh, kind of, you can. Wait, didn't I set this so that there's a full screen? No, I think I keep forgetting. Oh, I did. Oh, look, I think this button. Yeah, look at that. I'm prepared. So I'm trying to see when I hit this. And it used to tell you the date. So how do I get back to that? Stats? Oh, here. February. So what is that? March, April, May. So not quite 3 months. What, say 2.5 weeks or so? Oh, sorry, I mean 2.5 months. So it's been 2.5 months since I set a new all-time high. Not super long, but enough for me to try again. And I'm building this up, but you can see my graph over time. I don't play on chess.com too often, so the graph looks like it's just going up. But okay, anyways, enough stalling. I'm going to play a game now and go to this screen and make sure I'm not on the wrong game type here. So 10-0. Here we go. Didn't mean to rhyme. Okay. Oh my God, a 2179. Well, that's a hard first game. What is like titled player level on chess.com? Isn't this getting close? Like this guy's almost 2200. Isn't that getting close to titled level? Probably not. And how come I'm hearing, do I have this open in 2 tabs? Let me be quiet and listen. I do. So I'm going to close one out. I had 2 tabs open of the same game somehow. So now I should only hear the click once. I hope, unless I screwed something up by closing it. I'm going to refresh. Yeah, I lost some time because of that. Oh, well. Chess.com's pretty buggy, I think. Let's copy him. Because I have no other idea of what to do. And somehow I got baited into playing like a King's Indian. I mean, it was an Alapin, and now it's like a King's Indian. Am I still? I feel like I'm still hearing that two clicks every time. So can I do this? I don't know. I don't know if I can. Feels like I can though. But it feels like, I'm sure, I mean, he's 2200. I'm sure he didn't drop a pawn. Right? Yeah, and then we take with the knight. Because I want him to give up his bishop for my knight if he wants to keep trading. He might just castle now. And then I don't know. How did he drop a pawn? He's 2179. That's what I don't understand. Okay, so we could pin his knight. Doesn't do much of anything. Let's develop a rook. Put it on the e-file. I'm a little wary of white's fianchettoed bishop here. Don't really have any plan. My queen, maybe, I don't know, queen c7 or something. Don't know what I'm doing with my bishop. Okay. I'm just going to, oh, does he want to trade this and then go here? Well, even if he does, there's not much I can do about it. So I'm just going to play rook b8. Just to get it, proactively get it off of this a1 diagonal. And yeah, we will let him take because I don't want his queen is on h6. Can I hit the queen? He has places that he can go. And I don't have places that I can go. That's useful. Unless you call this useful. Which it may be. I could do a minority attack. That's an idea. Okay, how do you do a minority attack? Is it just b5, b4? Isn't that how you do it? So that's my game plan. Maybe I'll play bishop d7 first just to defend the knight on c6. Queen c7 could work as well. Okay, grab that. So we're equal on the clock here. Take a sip of my tea. And he's probably already preparing like his discovery that could be if I push the b pawn. But yeah, I don't plan to play b5 without prep. I think bishop d7 is what I'll play. The thing is, queen c7 allows me to play b5 and then bishop b7. And I get the queen off, you know, the d file where his rooks may end up. So queen c7 is... Okay, so now, yeah, queen c7 is even more enticing than it was. So I shall play it. And then I don't know. Don't really want to push my pawns. So I can't even play. Yeah, so maybe still bishop d7. Or I could take, obviously. Okay. We have a minute and a half advantage. So b2 is under fire. This is a little annoying. I don't really want to play h5 though, but I will. I don't love it, but it does stop any shenanigans in their tracks. And yeah. So just trying to keep this time edge. We are up a pawn, so I haven't forgotten about that. That makes me very gleeful. But beyond that, it's still a lot of work. So I don't know. Again, I don't know if I want to be pushing my pawns. He might have to go for this little maneuver, knight a3 to knight c2. Yeah, so I now like e5 is making more sense. I think I will push it. Do a quick blunder check, but yeah, we'll play it. Before I was on the fence, but now, I mean, now we have to play it, right? And he's got to go back here because I'm on his pawn. So maybe I bring Mr. Bishop out or f5. I don't know if I want his queen, but then I can force a trade. But then this falls. So let's be careful about that. So maybe d5. And if he pushes here, yeah, I'll keep rolling. So yeah, we are pushing. So like it or not. So what if he does play c4? He doesn't do it though. So maybe I go bishop f5 because then my knight can do things and my bishop is active. So let's just play that. And if it was my move here, well, I could almost take on b3, keyword being almost, but it is something to keep an eye on. So yeah, I can go knight e4 and his queen. Yeah, let's do that. Knight e4. He grabs it. His light squares are getting very weak around his king though. Very weak. If f3, I just go back to f5. I mean, what else am I going to do? And if rook ae1, boom, boom, doesn't do anything. Oh, did he move? Yeah, knight c2. So I could take and then check and then come in. Hello, Programming Archives. I set a new personal best yesterday on Blitz, on Lead Shots Blitz, 2139. But yes, this will be a new personal best if I win. Thanks for not putting any pressure on me. I was trying to forget about that. Okay, I don't really want him coming here, right? Because like he's gonna push, and then he's got knight d4. So I'm almost wanting to take, but I can't do that. So I don't really know what to do. Yeah, I mean, again, I could get really active. Wait, what about this? Because I'm threatening queen g3. If he comes in, I've got this check. So Yeah, so e4 maybe. And then if he pushes, his light squares are still weak. So I know that he can do this. And then again, he's got knight d4. So I'm just going to say that long term, the light squares around his king are just so bad. I also have a bit of a tempo move here. Or wait, do I have d3, e3? Do I have e3 here? No. Or do I? That's a weird move. Why do you do that? So taken, I can double up. I might do that. Is there a way that I can push? I don't think so. That's a strange move though. Okay, we will take, and then I'm going to double up here. Could also double up here. It might be safer. Yeah, that's safer. Right? Ay. I mean, this is what I didn't want to have happen. I could take and then start to double up. His knight's getting too strong now. I'm going to take it off. Okay, and this is getting a little weak too, but so I don't know what he's thinking about here. And do we want to, there's no point to put it there, right? We're going to put it here. And yeah, so if he piles up on the F file, I push the F pawn. Simple as that. Simple as that. And then B rook is going to come behind the E rook. Tricky. Yeah, so boom, boom, check. Should be good, right? So we do that. Oh, fike. Crap. Okay, I've got this, though. I shouldn't be trading queens, but I need to. I guess I don't have to. No, I kind of should. Okay. The thing is, rook and pawn is so Josh, you know, that's why I don't want to trade queens here. I didn't see the check. We're up a pawn, but rook and pawn endgame still Josh. That seems... Okay, so we could either take here and then take... Or I could... Yeah, let's get the... No, you know what? If he wants to trade, he can come at me. I'm going to keep the queens on. I always trade queens, and usually the computer doesn't like it. Today, I keep the queens on. The reason I usually trade queens is because I get so panicked when I'm low on time. I don't want to have to try to play against an enemy queen, right? So I usually trade queens. Can I do this? No, let's just take, and then we can win a pawn here. Do I want the pawn? Yes, I do. I want the pawn. If he checks me, where do we go? Because it's kind of dangerous if I go to the H file. So I might go to F3, F6 rather. Which it's still, okay, he offers a trade. Let's give a check while I think. And then let's be quiet while I think. Yeah, I don't know. I like what I like about staying on the E file is king gets cut off, but I want to tie his rook down to this pawn. Okay. Let's go check. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! New personal best. I just had a new one yesterday on Lee Chess Blitz, and I did it again on and against a 21. He was 2179, right? And I passed 2100 for the first time on chess.com. Wow, this is a win for all us old geezers. Still able to improve at a geriatric age. I am a happy camper. 2106. First time passing the elusive 2100 barrier. Taking down a 2179. Feels good. I got the endorphins running through me. Man. Because it's new personal bests are so far and few between these days. So I really soak them up when I do get them. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. I'm glad you could witness a historical occasion. Because, how many more personal bests do I have in me, right? So it feels good. Yeah. And I promised my friend right before I started streaming, he asked me if I was going to play in this tournament that's near where I live, which is on this Saturday. And I told him if I set a new personal best when I stream tonight, I will. And so I will. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs, Ryan. Look at that. The winners of the gifted subs are Suno, Amateur Shock, Cats Play Chess Very Well, Mantis, and New Row. Three out of those 5 people I haven't heard of before, but yeah, Amateur Shock and Cats Play Chess are regulars. Thank you for that, for those gifted subs. I do appreciate that, and I'm sure they will too. But that feels good, and I just set one yesterday. It's so. Is it from the Puzzle Streak? All of the hard work of Puzzle Streak, and all of the grinding in Lee Chess Rapid? I don't know. I don't care. I'm just happy to have done it. 2106. Hello, EJ Birdman. 18. Well, I mean, 2100 isn't that far removed from 1800. So just keep doing what you're doing. Keep studying. Keep playing, analyzing your games, and you'll climb rating. It's just hard work, effort, and eventually it will pay off. The thing is, for me, I'm not in a rush. Like, I know so many players, especially, well, most players, I would say, and you see them make threads on Reddit, the chess subreddit, and they're like, oh, I want to hit 2,000 in 1 year. How can I do that? And they have this certain rating that they want to get to in X amount of time. But I don't care if it takes me 20 years. I just want to improve and so if I increase my rating by 1 point, I'm happy. I just want to improve. That's all I care about. Yeah, sorry, I'm all giddy from the feels good. I'm going to peak sit here for a long time though on 2106. Yeah. So I'll be peak sitting here. Wow. Yeah, this was strange. I mean, I don't play on chess.com enough to have any type of accurate thoughts on this, but Lead Chess Rapid seems so much harder than chess.com Rapid. In fact, I think I can't remember the last time I lost on chess.com Rapid. And I think part of it is there's probably fewer brand new accounts. But this is all just speculation. I don't really know. But on chess.com. Because 2169 on chess.com. Now, I do know that the higher your rating goes, the more that the ratings converge between chess.com and Lead Chess. At the lower levels, there's a bigger rating discrepancy, right? Like if you're like 800 on chess.com, you might be 1500 on Lead Chess. But the higher you go, the ratings converge. So I think by the time you're about 2300, they're about equal. So if you're 2300 on chess.com, you're like 2300 on Lead Chess. So they do converge more. Okay, so I got that little award thing that in the bottom right-hand corner. You got a rating of 2100 in Rapid. So I just want to, first of all, take a look at my opponent, and then we'll look at the game. Is this France or Netherlands? Okay, France. Whoa, his blitz is 1,000? He probably doesn't have many games played, right? Is there a way for me to see how many games he has played? And let me just click there. Yeah, I don't think he has many games played. No, no, that's weird. Uh-oh. Why is he so low on blitz? So maybe it's an older player. Maybe he's 74 years old because his username, which is cut off here. And then Rapid, hopefully it's not provisional. Nope, he's got lots of games on Rapid. But he only recently climbed, so that's a little weird, right? I don't know. I hope this was a legit account. Like, did I earn my rating points here? Because in October he was 1800, and then just very recently he shot up. That's a little weird, but I don't know. I feel a little bit worse about my win now. Right? Hopefully it's a kid. It could be due to high RD. He might have high RD, and then he just got a good streak of a few wins. So that might be how that happened. But yeah, it makes me feel a lot worse about my new personal best. I wish I hadn't looked at that, honestly. Oh well, I'll take it. I guess. Okay, so looking at the game. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, Humberto. I'm hoping it's something like that, like, or he's got another account and he just kind of swapped. Yeah. Okay, I think I have to switch scenes to here. And nothing is showing, so. Oh, wait. No, maybe I have to go here. Yeah. Okay. Can you see that? There. So it was an Alapin, and this D3 Alapin, it's the second main line, I believe. Not very common. And yeah, I just played knight c6 to stop e5. No, I'm a very negative person, if you haven't. Yeah. The thing is, because I don't want a false rating. And that's partly why I get so upset when I play new accounts on Lichess, because that is not representative of a proper rating when it's a new account. So I just really care about accuracy in ratings. Okay, so yeah, I just played d6 to stop e5 again, because he played knight f3 so that he can support his pawn. So yeah, then we could have played e6 or e5, but decided to fianchetto, and we kind of have this kind of double King's Indian. And then he played d4, so he just dropped the pawn, and that's weird. That's another reason why I think maybe he's not really 2100, right? Because yes, everybody blunders, but really this guy just blunders a pawn on move 8, and it's not like he just straight up drops a pawn. So it takes away a lot from my win, but what can I say? So I took it and just played simple moves. I didn't really have any plan here. I'm up a pawn, so I don't really need a plan. I just need to maintain the status quo. And so I'll just try to improve my pieces. You know, the rook probably wants to go in this file that will open up eventually, so I just put it on rook e8 and move the other rook here. Mostly I want to get out of this pin so there's no surprises later on. And just preparing a minority attack. I don't know much about the minority attack. I've studied it in the past, but I never see it in my games because I don't play openings that allow minority attacks. I don't play like d4, d5 openings or anything. So I just don't see it. It's kind of amazing how often I don't see it. There's like maybe one opening where it happens. I'm trying to think. It might be like a Carol Khan, but it's just so rare in my games. Anyways, that was a plan I had here. So a6 and then b5, b4. I don't know if he should be going out of his way to be trading pieces here because I am up a pawn. And yeah, I mean, he traded 2 minor pieces. So I just don't think that's the right approach here when you're down a pawn. And so this was a good try from him, h4. And I didn't feel comfortable playing h5 because I hate moving pawns in front of my king. But if I don't do that, I think I'm giving him more than he deserves. So I played h5, and he gives me a little check, which I think is a mistake because I get e5 with tempo here. And keep pushing in the center, and I get my bishop to life. Yeah, I think he made a lot of subpar moves. Here I didn't have any plan other than just to get my bishop active, and maybe we can do something on d3 eventually. Knight e3, getting his knight developed, pivoting it on c2 is the plan. So yeah, just attacking his queen. Again, he trades material. I think this is the wrong approach still, and plus it's a bishop for a knight. I think he just has to endure the uncomfortable. If he goes here, he's also hitting. I guess he can't do that because of rook a8, but still, he could just move the queen. Or I guess he can't go there because I'm hitting c3. Oh, and he doesn't want to go there. Okay, so queen b2 then. I mean, it looks bad for white, but I just don't think he should be trading material here. Because white instigated the last 3 trades, if you guys noticed. The last 3 minor trades have all been white. That wasn't even me. And so we're just getting closer and closer to an endgame where white's a pawn down. And so he's moving pawns in front of his king. His king is already exposed. I don't know if this is the best move. Maybe activate your pieces. I mean, it's very uncomfortable for white, I understand. But I don't know. I don't think you should be pushing the pawns. But I think trading the pieces was the greater problem. And yeah, I spent a long time here because I really did not want his knight going to d4. Yeah, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be the end of the world. I can kick it out, but I just didn't want it. So I ended up pushing because I saw that I had this discovery on g3, and it kind of just forces some trades. If he takes, well, my bishop is super strong. Could even take with the rook. And if he pushes, and I really thought he was going to play f4 here, and I forget what I was going to do. Oh, I think I was just starting to calculate e3 at that point. Probably it's not good. So I might have ended up playing bishop g4 and then plop it on f3. So I was surprised when he didn't play f4. And so I traded here and then gave up my bishop for the knight because I started to get really worried about his knight. So I just took it off and then controlled the e file here. Yeah, so saw that I was threatening e2. He can't block it because I'll just take the queen. And he gave me this check, which I didn't see. Will I play more games after the analysis? Maybe. We will see. I know if I don't, it's a very short stream, but I usually like to end on a high note, like when I said new personal best, because it's the perfect time to end. But we'll see. If you guys really want, I'll play more, but not on chess.com Rapid. We have to peak sit here for a long time, like 6 months or longer. Yeah, and then this was an interesting choice. I'm curious what the computer will say. As I was saying during the game, old me would 100% of the time trade queens here, just to eliminate any shenanigans from my opponent playing with their queen. But my queen is nicely centralized, and I am more aggressively situated with my pieces, I feel, because he's staring into rooks, right? My rooks are on open files, so I think my pieces are better. So there's no need for me to trade queens here. So I kept the queens on, but then I traded because I felt I had to. Maybe I didn't have to at this point, but but this is still a better version because then I win the a2 pawn, right? So check, then we win the a2 pawn, and for some reason he went rook f2. I don't know what I can suggest for white though. Maybe he could have tried to be more active. Maybe rook d1 might have been the better try. Because he's close to, like, if I go too far, it's easy for me to screw up here. But yeah, just give a check, and then yeah, he goes after my rook. So yeah, I was considering staying on the e file to to keep his king cut off. I think any move here is winning though for black, honestly. But I didn't want him to have any potential of creating a passed pawn. So we did this little dance, and then he was getting a bit low on the clock, and then he kind of screwed up here. I mean, he's already losing. He's down 2 pawns, but then he actually hangs his rook. He probably wasn't expecting this move because it is kind of a weird move. But it gives my king shelter, right, to move up the board. It gives me a little bridge to walk up. And then yeah, he just hung this. And then he kept playing for some reason. until oh yeah, I guess he made me made him. Yeah. Okay. So how do I analyze that? Let's do game review. I think I get one per day for free because I don't have a paid account because I don't play on chess.com enough. This isn't loading, so on my streaming software. So here we go. There we go. So 85.3. I'm assuming that's not so good. I know. Oh, I'll do the full screen. Maybe that works better. There you go. Is that cut off for you guys? Oh crap. What happened? It took me into a stupid puzzle. There. So that's cut off. Hey. I'm trying to fix that. Sorry, give me a second. Whatever. Screw it. Can I manually change it? Nope. Okay, sorry. I'm going to have to. That's going to have to do. or wait. Yeah, it's going to. Okay. I'll take my webcam off, but doesn't it feel weird without me on the webcam? I don't have time to fiddle around with it. The board size, it would take me too long, so I'm going to be. It feels weird, right, without the webcam. I think it feels weird, like I'm a ghost. So I'll keep myself on. I'll go through the analysis pretty quick with the engine. So I'm just looking. I don't like any of these preset. I only like the actual engine. Yeah, because all of this is nonsense in my opinion. The graph looks like I made a bunch of mistakes. That's probably why my accuracy is not very good. Yeah, I could do that, Peter. Should I? I will do that. So, boom. Okay, so let me do that. Because I would stay on chess.com there, but I don't have everything set up. Okay, how come this isn't working? There we go. Okay, there we go. So it's running the analysis now. Flip the board because I was black. Was I black? Yeah. Man, while that's running, let's just go back here and did I look at my updated graph? Look at that, 2106. Woohoo! Yeah, so if I filter this by rapid, can I do that? Match type? No. Rated? I can't do it, eh? You can't do it by time? That's stupid. That is stupid. Why can you not filter by time? That's so dumb, honestly. There's no reason for that. Hello, Moscow. But look at my rapid. So this is Bug House. How can I do this? Okay, there you go. So this is rapid. So that's 1, 2 in a row. 2 wins in a row. So bug house. 3. Man, I wish you could filter. Why can you not filter? That is so lame. Okay, there's some. Okay, so 3, 4 wins in a row. 5 in a row. 6 in a row, 7 in a row, 8 in a row, 9 in a row, 10 in a row, 11 in a row, 12 wins in a row on chess.com Rapid. Suspicious. Since last July, I haven't lost on Rapid on chess.com. 12 wins in a row. I'm scared to win another one. Like, they're going to put me on some watch list. Okay, so let's look at that on Lead Chess. Yeah, so I did blunder later in the game, a couple times. That's not good. I wonder when that was. So the opening went well. The opening usually does go well. Hello, Nebula. Yeah, I think I saw you yesterday here. Yeah, so this was all fine. They just dropped the pawn. Very odd. I'm going to kind of skip through all of this because this was more or less good on my part. So I'm mostly curious about where I played a bit inaccurately. This was still all good. Now, this is the first move the computer doesn't really like, which was rook b8. Yeah, because so queen c3. So and yeah, so it didn't like. Yeah, it didn't like this. So we only have a small edge now. I mean, -1.5. I don't medium edge. But it was mostly because of queen takes c3. That's not c3. Sorry, it's my move. Sorry, I'm confused. I wanted to go here. Yeah, so these were both about equal. Oh, you must be talking about somebody I don't know, Nebula. Right? Yeah. I think you guys were watching some other stream. Okay. I'm out of the loop on that. Yeah, so this was a mistake here. It wants to push d4 or queen e7, queen d6, and it's because of queen c3 followed by trading. Sorry, yeah, followed by trading would have been best. And then the rook and pawn endgame, we're up a pawn, but you know, rook and pawn endgames are very Josh if the defending side plays okay. So this, yeah, I mean, to be fair to me, I didn't see the chat, right? As soon as he played it, I cursed. So I wouldn't have allowed that. Well, wait. I don't have to block with the queen though, right? But if I don't, then I drop a pawn. So I probably do have to. And I can't go here because then I'm still pinned both ways. So it's kind of a freak accident. It's unfortunate that this just happens to. So best case scenario for me is we trade queens here. He didn't trade queens, but that's why this is bad, because then the queens are off and it's a rook and pawn endgame. Yeah, so better would have been anything else. Maybe even just moving the king would have been better. Oh, sorry, no, because there's this threat. So yeah, so d4 or moving the queen out of this pin would have been better. But he didn't trade queens. And so what's funny here is I purposely avoided the trading of queens for the reasons I just said, but the computer actually wants to trade here. And then give a check. And then take on d5. So I'm getting kind of mixed messages. So I don't think it's as simple as just saying trading queens is good here and trading queens is not good here. Yeah, I think one difference is in this position, after we take, we are also attacking the a pawn and we're a pawn up. And we're threatening to double up here and give mate. So it's obviously very situational. But yeah, it would have preferred I take the queen. It's not like a huge difference. It's a 40 center pawn difference. It's really not a big deal. And yeah, and then we're just going here. Now, I make two more blunders, huge blunders coming up. Scene issues. Oh, God. How long did this happen? There, sorry about that. How long was it like that? And why did nobody say anything? Sometimes I wonder if you guys are even watching. Okay. So, where did my blunder happen? It was here. King g8 was a blunder. Very interesting. So, and he did take. So now this is a draw with proper play. I got to say that's a little surprising. I know his king is active. Maybe his king is too active. So two moves here are okay. Maybe king e5 is still winning for black, but rook a7, the only move that holds the game for white. That's surprising to me because I thought you would think black is still winning here. But his king is just too active, I guess. You know, how do I defend my pawn? And I think his king is just too active. He's going to grab this one. And then I just can't do anything. Like, these pawns are fixed. So, yeah. Wow. So, where did the blunder start? Here. So, any other move is winning. Well, no, okay, not any other move, because king h8 is bad too. So, it wants to go king f6. This just scared me a little bit, because this is almost mate. But I guess it's not even quite mate. So, it wants to go up the board. And if we get to that same position here, and then rook a7. Now my king can be active as well. We can grab the b pawn, support our d pawn. So to not get stuck on the back rank while his king just has carte blanche to do whatever. So I went the wrong way. I just got scared of his other rook. But you know, I mean, I only had like a minute on the clock here, less than a minute. But this was never even a concern because this rook is leaving the board if I want it to, right? So this rook is never coming to support his other rook. So I should have just went active. Yeah, this didn't make any sense. I was scared of getting mated, honestly. I'm very pessimistic when I play, which is good in some ways. It helps me, you know, defend and be proactive in avoiding stuff. But it's bad in other ways because, yeah. So I should have just went more active with my king. Apparently king f8 is also winning. That is surprising. What's the difference with this? What's the difference here versus here? What could be the difference? What is the difference? So in that other line, which I can't find here, I'm so confused. So then he goes rook a7. Okay, sorry, this is so confusing. Not this one. So here in this line, wait, why am I so confused? It feels like we're already a tempo difference here, but that can't be. What did I do in the other? I went here, right? No, I think I probably went here, right? So in this line, what's the difference, guys? What is the difference? Oh, I see. King f4 first. I keep forgetting that. No, but rook a7 is still the same thing. But yeah, so king f4, and then rook a7, and then white can draw here versus versus where's I'm so lost. There, way back here. Versus this line. So what did I do in the other line here? Rook takes b3. See, this is so weird. So in this position, black is winning. But in this position, white draws after rook a7. And in the other position, I'm having trouble jumping between them because there's so many lines here. In the other position here, after rook a7, there's rook a3. So when the king is on f8, there's rook a3, which is the only winning move. And so let's follow that logic to the other line, which is so hard for me to find. Here. So rook a3, right? I think it's because the king, so his king comes in. King g5 or king e5, same idea to converge here. And if black starts pushing, king f6, and that's the difference because the king cannot escape now because we cannot go to king f8 because of mate. So white threatens to give perpetual here. Is that going to be perpet though? Let's just say black pushes. Check. Check. And then, oh yeah, and then just rook a8. So that's the difference. Wow. When you see it, it makes sense, but oh man. Yeah, that was hard. So again, yeah, so the difference is if we go king f8 and then we follow that same sequence. Hopefully I can remember it all. Wait, whoops, here. So follow that same sequence. I think I followed this correctly. So now there's rook a3, which, by the way, not an easy move to find. I don't think I would play rook a3. The only winning move for black. That is a... Okay, maybe it's not the hardest move to find, but it's not the simplest. But yeah, we protect the pawn. And then... so now if his king comes in and we start pushing... Wait, this would be a mistake. Oh, we can take on g3 here. So let's say he goes this way then. I guess this is still winning. Oh, sorry, I'm still a little confused, but because now if his king comes in, see this, yeah. So now we can escape. King e8, the only saving move. So I just want to follow that same sequence when the king is on g8. It's so hard to keep. Whoops, sorry. It's so hard to keep track of this. Yeah. So if he comes in like this again, and if we take, he can draw. See, white can draw now because this is mate. Wow, this is good information. So that's the difference, eh? Wow. So because this will happen in your games. So it's when in such a position here. Well, first of all, stay centralized, right? But no, the point is king f6 is not the only move. Or maybe you mean for white. But in this position, king f8 also draws. So let's say for some reason you couldn't go to f6. Let's say there's a pawn here, or for whatever reason you can't go there. Who knows why? Maybe it'll end up in a threefold repetition, right? We'll say that. That's actually the best scenario. So say that king f6 will repeat for the third time. When faced with this, even if you don't have time to calculate everything, and that's not simple to calculate, it makes more sense to go to king f8 just because in the situation where white's king does come in, it gives us room to escape. If we go to king g8, we can get boxed in here. So that's kind of what I came up with. But of course, it's very situational. Okay. Sorry, moving on. But I was wondering the difference between king f8 and king g8. It's so subtle. And then, so this is what happened in the actual game. My opponent didn't play rook a7. I mean, we both only had like under a minute here. And, oh my God, guys, we have another funny thing. The only winning move here is king g7. King f7 throws away the win. What the hell? What the hell? That makes even less sense. And this is the only winning move? What the hell? What does that even mean? That makes no sense. It's like the opposite of what we just looked at. King f7 throws away the win. Makes no sense. So let's try to figure this one out. That's ridiculous. So this is the only winning move. What the hell? What the hell? Okay, sorry. Just looking at it though it makes no sense. Okay, so this throws away the win because after rook takes a6, That is surprising. I mean, we're up 2 pawns here. So I gave this check, and then he blundered. But if he plays king e5, this pawn's gone, right? Because he's just going to put a rook behind it. So if I tried something else here, like he's always coming in. I can't stop him from coming in. So, but yeah, that's funny. But why does this win? Why does this win? Well, that's what we're trying to figure out right now, Nebula. Why does this win? What's the difference? Rook b4 and then f4? So maybe the point to go here is we stop this check. Wow. And so if we push f4 and takes, then, oh my God, it's so crazy. Computer cheats, man. Computer cheats. Crazy. Yeah, man. Who's going to see all that? Yeah, so I think one of the reasons is to stop this. Because if we follow that same sequence here, and they gave a check, right? And then king, wait, yeah, and then, so the difference is there's this check now on king, rook f6. So to see why king f7 doesn't work and king g7 does work, you have to see the idea of f4, which is not simple. So it's complicated. I was joking, Nebula, because of course the computer cheats. It's a computer. That's the point. Okay, so very crazy. So those were some crazy sequences, and then, well, I mean, and then, yeah, he dropped the rook, but he was he was also behind on the clock. Okay, I will play another game, but I'm going back to Lichess. So I will, can I update the stream title here? No, I can't. Or can I? No, I would have to go into Lichess, into YouTube to do it, and I'm too lazy to do that. But since you guys are here, I want to test something. Please tell me if it works. I'm going to throw some ads on the screen. Sorry about it. It should only be like 30 seconds, but I'm curious if it works. So tell me if it works. Tell me if you get some ads. So this is a terrible thing to do, but I'll be back right after a word from these messages. Okay, and so there should be ads showing now. If there aren't and you don't see them, you either have YouTube Premium or it didn't work. So let me know, and I'm going to keep talking until I hear back from you. No ads for Ryan, but do you have YouTube Premium? Did anybody get ads? Peter has ads. Okay. Oh shit, really? There was no ads? I clicked a little button here that says insert ad. Maybe it doesn't, I guess it didn't work. Okay. So, damn. Okay. No ads, eh? Maybe I don't have video ads enabled. Anyways, well, kudos to you, to everybody. Lucky you. I get ads a lot when I watch YouTube. But how would could ad blocker block ads? I don't know. I actually don't use an ad blocker, and I never have. So I'm surprised that you guys didn't get ads, but well, now we know it doesn't work. Okay, time to play and lose a game. So Nebula, what did you need help on elaborating? I thought I was pretty thorough on my analysis. What did you not understand specifically? Yeah, YouTube Premium, I've thought about getting it, but there's two reasons why I haven't. One, I live alone, so I'm not getting the benefit of a family package. Number two, I don't use YouTube Music, so I feel like I'm paying a premium for features I won't use, and so that bugs me. Like if I'd pay half the price if it didn't come bundled with YouTube Music, then I would pay for it. I feel like I'm subsidizing people that use YouTube Music, and I don't like that. Okay, I'm going to play a game. I already set a new personal best, so I don't care if I lose 10 games in a row, you know. Okay, playing this. Oh, this guy aborted. Okay, playing a 2100. Ooh, this is his 1000th game. This is literally his 1000th game. Okay, anyways, trying to focus here. We have a Sicilian French variation. This can transpose to the Can or the Taimanov. And this can transpose to the Sveshnikov. Yep, so here, this can transpose to the Sveshnikov if we first go knight bd. So if d6, this can transpose to the Sveshi. But he doesn't do that. Okay, so can I play knight d6? And do I want to? I think I do. Yeah, I think that is valid. And then if queen e7, I think I'm going back to d1. Yeah, so probably queen e7 and then queen d1. Opponent just disconnected. A little weird. He does have a 1-bar connection though. Yeah, so then queen d1. I don't think I want to take, but I can't remember. Maybe I do want to take. I can't remember. I think I always play queen d1 here. What about bishop f4? Then he just castles. Still, that might be good though. Bishop f4, e5. But if e5, then I can take his queen. King e7. Then I have bishop g5. H6. I don't. Yeah, maybe I have bishop f4. I'm gonna play it. Yeah, if this was blitz, I'm definitely playing queen d1. Possibly I take on e7. I just can't remember here. See, my concern with taking on e7 is that it's too equalizing. Okay, I take on e7, he takes with the king, maybe. Bishop, yeah, okay. So I feel that this is good for us. I think, do I want to castle into this? What about a4? a4, b4. I don't like that. Opponent's just, he's, yeah, jumping in. He's 2200 bullet, so he's a strong guy. But yeah, he's blinking. Yeah, so I'm kind of wasting time here. So I could castle and allow all of this stuff. Or yeah, okay, I guess I'm going to castle. So bishop b7. Okay, so knight a4. He's still blinking. I might have to go in Zen mode soon. It's so distracting. So knight a4, bishop b7. Then I might have knight c4. But yeah, so I don't think I'm getting my pawn back. I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to minimize chat. Hello, Sudeep. Oh, I had something Indian related to talk to you about, but yeah, I didn't see the obvious. I got sidetracked here, so I'm pretty upset with myself. I just blundered. Might have e5. Yeah, this guy's still blinking. I'm going to go to Zen mode. It's too distracting. Okay, so yeah, knight a4, he takes on e5, and we're not happy. So can I go e5? And if he takes my knight, I take here, and we get this messiness. Hopefully there's no knight g4, and I think there is. But then I have knight e4. Then he has f5. Then I have en passant. Then I'm okay. Messy. Yeah, so e5, knight g4. Yeah, knight e4. Yeah, still very messy. Bishop b7. Yeah, messy, but I think I'm hanging in there. Okay, so let's play e5. Wait, maybe he can just take. No, it'll work out equal. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'll pop chat open again here. How are we doing? We're doing great because I set a new personal best on chess.com Rapid. And yesterday I set a new personal best on Elite Chess Blitz. Okay. So, well, we need to take his knight. So we will. And then do we want to use this as an umbrella? Probably I should just take it because there's no reason not to. So we will take. And we have this weird position. Now his king can't move. I guess I am down a pawn. Yeah, I guess I am down a pawn, eh? That couldn't have been helped. So I'm down a pawn, but I have the bishop pair, and its king is a little stuck at the moment. So we have some compensation. Is it enough? I don't know. I'm also way down on the clock. So bishop b7 will be coming. And I should do something productive here, but I don't see what I can do. I'm going to minimize chat again. And I get so easily distracted. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Would f4 make sense? He might come in here. Oh, no, you can't do that. Okay, so f4, bishop b7. Like, would this be of any use? I don't think that's of any use. I have no plan here. Okay, can I beat him to the party? Okay, can I do this? I didn't even calculate. I probably should have calculated it. Because he does have a discovery, but not a good one. Not a good one. So we shall do this. He does have knight a5, actually. Okay. if I take the knight, we're closer to an equal endgame because we're opposite colored bishops. But there's 2 rooks on the board. I am tempted to take it though. Okay, let's just get this rook active. And I still suspect knight a5. And I don't know, maybe I should have taken the knight just because we get the opposite colored bishops, but oh my god, look at the time situation. I really my brain kind of froze this game. Yeah, so knight a5, what are we doing? Opponent's disconnecting again. Now he's back. So knight a5, what did he do? Okay. I really don't have much of anything here. Okay, would this make any sense? Like push doesn't do anything. I still wonder if I should take this knight. Okay. Yeah, that's a problem. It's a problem. What? Whoops. I don't know. Running out of time. But this was such a weird move. Maybe it wasn't so weird. I didn't even realize I was attacking the pawn, honestly. I didn't even see that. So no wonder he defended it. It wasn't weird at all. So now knight a5. He really doesn't want to trade his bishop off, but there he goes, finally. And, well, I don't have time. I'm going to pretend this was a plan. And I'm going to let him take my bishop. I think he will do it. But now we have rook and pawn ending. So I've got my chances, as we saw. You know, they're very Josh. I thought he would go here. I don't. Should he be trading here? I don't think he should. And you know what? We're going to bring in the king. Or would this make sense? Because I don't really want him getting this. But I got to make a move. I don't know. I know I could win a pawn this way, but I don't want to give this up. You know. So it was a tough choice. It was a tough choice. Let's go here with great uncertainty and fuck. Sorry for the swearing. I'm pretty sure I had a draw there. I just didn't have time to think. I think I had a draw there. Yeah. I burned my time. This was terrible time management, this game. You can get active here. Okay. Yeah, this pawn is too strong now. His c pawn's too strong. His c pawn is too strong. Yeah, I had a draw there. I just didn't have time. This one, it won't make me angry because this was really bad time management. I burned time needlessly this game. In other games, yeah, I told you this is going to be too strong long term. His c pawn, although these are strong as well. Here. Okay, I'm going to try for a stalemate. I know it's like 2% chance. Not even 2% chance. Oh, okay. Okay, whoops. I didn't mean to start a new game. Yeah, that was a bad game because I'm pretty sure I had a draw there. I played so slow. That was really bad time management. Okay, get off Zen mode because he was blinking the whole game. It was very distracting. I'm just going to go straight to the engine on that one because it was just my mind wasn't there. I was actually, I don't know, I was kind of daydreaming. You could tell because I wasn't really talking much. Yeah, this was not a good game. Not because I lost. It's because my time management was so bad that game. It was ridiculous. So I was winning here, and then I wasn't. Yeah, so it's kind of funny how bad some people can play the openings, and then they always just come back and win. Okay, so it looks like I did play the opening correctly. Now, bishop f4 is one of the best moves here. So I did find the right move. So that's good. I guess queen g3 is good as well, but yeah, I did find the best move. And yeah, taking wasn't... Okay. So castling was a mistake, though. Yeah, because of b4. It's so stupid. I was... So... Yeah, it's like there's no reason for me to have missed b4. Like this was such a bad move. Like there's no excuse for castling. This was just terrible. The funny thing is I was thinking of f3 just by instinct to defend the pawn and to cut off his bishop after he played bishop b7, and then I castled here. So that's just embarrassing to castle here. Nebula says, "What if they push pawn?" Can you which pawn? You know, black has 7 pawns. You should learn notation because I don't know. I have a little pet peeve when people say king takes rook or whatever. Like say the notation. Okay, king's pawn. So the e pawn. After the bishop supports the queen. So after bishop f4, what if he pushes the e pawn? Okay, yeah. So I was considering that. So e5. I think I was going to take, and then I would take on e5 here. So if he takes with the knight, if he takes with the king, so e5, queen takes, e takes, then I was going to go knight g5 and then knight d5. So I'll show you on the board here. So if he goes here, I was going to take, and then if knight takes, we win a pawn. And if he takes with the king, I was going to go bishop g5, and then I was going to go knight d5. So if h6, knight d5, he's pinned. So not sure where he would go. He can't go here because of a fork. Then I'm going to win a pawn. So I had calculated all that out. That's why it took me a long time to play bishop f4, because I had to account for a lot of those things. But yeah, this was just, casting was just so stupid. It's embarrassing to put on the board. Yeah, exactly, Ryan. Yeah. And then this was all fine, but look at my time. Look at my time. It was, so where did I, yes, I spent a minute and a half on bishop f4. It was the best move, but it took me a long time. Still, we're fine on the clock. This took another 40 seconds, and it was a mistake. Here, I think I was looking at chat and daydreaming a little bit. But still, and then I spent 2 minutes. Okay, to be fair, this is kind of warranted some time, because I just realized I'm dropping a pawn, and I did find the best move. So even here, I am okay with spending 2 minutes. Oh, thank you, Ryan. And thanks for the gifted subs again. And what, you can't read the files? You don't need to read the files. You can see the files. This is A, this is B. Don't look at the letters. That's a crutch. I used to have these disabled on my stream. I only added them because people kept complaining that they couldn't see them. But I don't like them. And when I play in person, like, I don't like chessboards with the notation on it. And it actually bugs me when I play people at the chess club, and then they're like, oh, this is upside down or something. Don't look at those numbers and letters. It's like doing math and having like the times table, and then going, okay, here 8 plus 7 equals 56. Like, because you rely on it as a crutch. It's best to just jump in and just get used to the coordinates. So yeah, I'm just looking at my time management still. So up to this point, it wasn't perfect, but some of these moves did justify thinking longer. But now there's no excuse. Like, I spent way too long here. This is the first move where there's no excuse anymore. G3, I could have played any move here. It doesn't really matter anymore. I'm under 5 minutes now. I have half as much time as my opponent, and I'm spending a minute and 20 seconds, like a quarter of my time, on a move that doesn't matter. This was terrible time management. And then here, I spend another 25 seconds or something. 25 seconds. 25 seconds on a move that doesn't matter. And so, yeah, and then another 20 seconds on a move that doesn't matter. And so suddenly I'm down to 2.5 minutes. And then I spend 1 minute on this. So my time management really, really, really needs work. And then I do get an equal position. This is equal, as is this. But then I just didn't have any time to play it properly because I kept, because I had no time. So I needed to play king c5 here. Not the simplest move to find. But after he moves his rook, I think I can just get my rook active. Actually, that's not true. This is the only move that draws. So not an easy draw here for white. In any case, guys, I'm going to end it there because my throat is starting to get a little bit strained from talking nonstop for 2 hours. But overall, this was a great stream because I did Puzzle Streak in 17 minutes. Not even. It was 16 and a half minutes, which is pretty good. For me, that's good. puzzle streak of 40 in 60.5 minutes. Then I played a game on chess.com, setting a new all-time high for myself on chess.com Rapid of, what was it, 2109, I think, something like that, or 2107. Anyways, past 2100 for the first time. So I broke 2100, and then I played, I think, just one game on Lichess. So thanks for watching. If you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe. I stream pretty much every day except for Wednesday. Sometimes I take a day off if I'm sick or too tired or whatever. But usually I stream every night. I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for watching again. See you next time.